About 8 months ago I made my first animal room tour video, and originally I was gonna wait a full year before doing another one. But some things are about to change, so I thought let's do another one right before stuff is about to change. So come on in and I'll show you around. When you first walk in the room, this is what you're seeing. There's a nice rack over here with multiple tanks, and over on this side there's a chair, there's my animal maintenance cart. And you know what, we'll start over here and work our way slowly to the left. So first thing you see when you come in on the right here is the picture frame terrarium. This one's doing pretty well since I set it up, although near the bottom some plants have dried out. But near the top all the plants are going strong, but I expect with a few more mistings that all the stuff at the bottom will bounce right back. Moving slightly more to the left we have the animal room maintenance cart. It's a bit cluttered at the moment, but still I'm very happy with it, and this addition of the wood over here that holds all of my tools is very helpful. But other than that there's not really too much to say about it. It's just a cart with all the stuff that I use to feed my animals and clean the tanks. Going a bit more to the left you can see this portion is a real big mess. We have the teeny tiny terrarium over here, which is completely dried out. But another terrarium that's over here that's doing extremely well is the nothing but dirt jar. Look at that. It's growing so much. And it's all the way to the top. And yeah, this one's looking really well. It was a little bit experimental, but the experiment paid off. Yeah, it looks really well. So we'll put it back over there and we'll move a little bit more to the left. So over here we have a few more plants and an empty jar for a future project. So we'll move those aside for now. This is the Isopod mountain terrarium. Alright, this one is doing really well. It's overrun with springtails and isopods. The plants near the back have unfortunately died, but other than that, it's doing pretty well. All the foreground plants are going strong, the moss is going strong. The seed pod has a little bit of mold over it, but that's okay. The isopods and springtails will take care of that. That's about it. It's doing pretty well. I should maybe add some new plants near the back, but I think it's looking pretty good. Moving on, we have the Legend of Zelda terrarium. By the way, I'm recording this video right around the time that most of the timers in the animal room shut off, and that's because it will allow us to see most of the animals. But coming back to the Legend of Zelda terrarium, it's not really in the best spot. It's a bit cluttered over here, but it's doing pretty alright. I don't think we have any plant die-offs. All of the palm trees have grown all the way to the top and against the light. But I think that's pretty cool. On top of that we have the mini jungle terrarium. This one is doing fantastic. This terrarium has no plants die-off at all whatsoever. Everything is thriving. It's doing really well. Really happy with that one. One more tank to the left we have the Juwel orchid terrarium. This one is growing in very nicely. The Juwel orchid is definitely enjoying its new home. You can see it is shooting out a new leaf. On top of that, the oak leaf creeping fig is shooting out some new growth as well. The Phytonias in the back are looking great. The moss is growing. This one is doing really well. I'm really happy with this one. And that's already pretty much it for the setups that don't include any animals. But I know you want to see the setups that include animals, so here we go. First of all, we start off with a cat trying to steal the show, huh? So again, I'm gonna start off here with this bucket and work our way slowly towards the left. So here in this bucket, we have a lot of baby guppies, which are all doing fine. They're growing really fast, and hopefully we can spot some. Yes, definitely. There's a tiny little spot over there. That's a baby shrimp, and there are a ton of them in here. There are also some down there, and I will soon make a dedicated aquarium for both the guppies and the shrimp. But yeah, that's gonna take a little bit longer. And as you can see, my cat really likes them, so I keep this lid on the bucket to keep them safe from my cat. Now, if we move over from the bucket a little bit to the left, we have one of my favorite fish in the room. It's not focusing yet, but this is obviously little Zula, which is not so little anymore. She's growing really big. What I love about this fish is that she's so personable. And if I compare it with my finger, you can see it's so big. If I remember correctly, this plant is called Hygrophila rosenervic. If not, I will correct myself on screen now. But this plant is going absolutely wild. There's a bit of brown algae on there, but I'll fix that I think tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And you'll probably get why I'll do it then later in the video. But for now, we'll just keep going. I mean, this tank is doing okay. It's not great, but it's also not that bad. There's a little bit of black beard algae on the rocks right over there. I don't really mind it too much because I'm taking this tank down pretty soon. Although Zula is not too happy about that. I think in the end she will like it when I take this tank down. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this tank. So let's move over to her future roommates. The ropefish, they are in this tank over here. Now this is far from my best work as far as aquascaping goes. In part it's due to a lack of materials I had on hand when I designed this. They really like to uproot the stem plants in the back. But these are really cool, majestic fish. And I'm really happy with them. We can only see one for now, but there are 4 in here. But they probably just went into hiding. And as I just said, once Zula is big enough, she will get into the same tank as the ropefish, which will not be either of those tanks. It will be a completely new tank, much bigger, and I think that will be really cool. And now, moving on, we're going a little bit lower to one of my personal favorite tanks. Nah, it's my favorite tank. I don't have to say one of my favorites. For now, this is definitely my best tank. It escaped the best, it works the best, it works so well for cola, it works well for the fish, it looks amazing. This is my favorite tank. I don't really have any issues with this tank other than the lack of moss growth along the walls. I thought it would work better having this fabric sit in the water. It will be able to wick water all the way to the top, but it just doesn't work like that. The water gets up to right about here and then it stops. So you see here and there that there are pieces of moss growing on those exact places, but not much higher. All the moss at the top is dried out, but I leave it there because it looks better than just having that black mesh all over the place. But that said, the Ficus pumila corsifolia is growing really well back here. It's growing all the way up here. Back there, it's all the way on the top of that piece of wood, so wherever that is, it will grow really well. So I put in a lot of extra cuttings all over the place. And I also recently introduced this plant. I'm not really sure what it's called anymore, but if I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen. I put one cutting over here and one cutting without any leaves on it over there. And I really hope they will grow. I'm pretty sure they will grow actually. And they will also really help to fill in all of the walls of this tank. And that's pretty much all there is to this tank. Pretty soon, it's exactly 1 year since we got her, and at that time I will weigh her on camera to see how much she has grown in their first year with me. But for now, we're just gonna leave it at this. I mean, look at her. She's so cute, right? I love this turtle, man. It's so cool. Alright, if we now take a step back, look up and a little bit to the left. Hello. Here we have the enclosure of my Crested Gecko, Tito. And part of the reason I wanted to record it this late at night, or this late in the day, was because now we can see Tito out and about. I'm about 90% sure Tito is a female, and here she is, enjoying her tank. This branch is by far her favorite branch, but as I said in previous videos, I'm not really too happy about this design anymore. This entire top part, it's just wasted space. There's nothing there except wall. Down at the bottom there used to be way more plants, but quite a lot of them have died off. I try to put in a lot of these podals, but a lot of them just wouldn't really take. There are a few of them that did take and they are growing really nicely. But up here you can see cryptanthus are dying. The vining plant I just put into Koa's tank used to be over here, but it was slowly dying here as well. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this tank, but it is just kind of failing on me. And because I don't really like the design, it's not really working for Tito, I'll just scrap this. Whenever I get the chance, I will completely rip everything out, start over from scratch and make something even better. Let me see if I can grab her for you. There she is. Beautiful little girl. Yeah, I just think this is a really cool animal, and the only downside from this animal to say Koa for example is that it is nocturnal, so it's not as easy to show him off on camera, but I really love him. He's my buddy. We hang out a lot at night, so yeah, I'm friends with my gecko. But we'll put him back for now and continue on with the video, because there's more I want to show you guys. I dropped a few hints here and there in this video and in some previous videos that stuff is about to change, that I'm taking down some tanks, and I'll show you why I'm doing that. It's because I've made an entire new animal room. This is the door where you come into the room, and I thought this wall over here, I'll build a nice rack with a lot of smaller tanks in them, and that's where I'll do some fish breeding projects. Then over here on this wall will be the rack that has Koa in it. Then I'll leave a little bit of space in here, and all the way in this corner I'll put the rack that now holds Zula with Tito on top. And then for now the rope fish, I think I will just put them on the floor, because I still need to get around making a new rack for the rope fish and for Zula to stand in. And then the rest I will figure out as we go. But this entire wall will eventually be filled with show tanks, and this wall with breeding tanks. And here will be my desk. I can already imagine Koa being here, and something completely new, crazy over here. Some geckos over there, breeding projects there. I mean, I hope you can tell, but I'm really excited about this. It's a bit late, so the color on the wall doesn't pick up too well, but you're gonna see a lot more of this room in next week's video. Anyway, for now I want to say thank you guys for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you want to see how much the Raptor room has changed over the past 8 months, I recommend you watch this video next to just see each and every detail of difference. And then I'll see you guys next week when we go put the animals in this room, organize everything, and it's gonna be awesome. Get ready for the animal room 2.0. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.